Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the podcast. Today, we're going to be defining what it means to own your own fitness franchise. We get asked all the time, is franchising right for me? Is it the right move? If you're considering a franchise opportunity, this episode is going to be for you. We'll explore the pros and the cons, to help you decide if franchising aligns with your goals and with your lifestyle. So let's get into it. First thing, we're going to talk about why franchising can be an incredible business opportunity if done right and with the right brand and with the right individual as the franchisee. So first and foremost, you're going to get an established brand recognition, right? So when you buy into a franchise, you're stepping into a brand that already has a reputation. Okay, so whether it's a household name or a niche luxury market service like VersaGym, this brand equity can save you years of hard work. Obviously, customers are going to be more familiar and already trust this name. That way, you're not starting from scratch. Not to mention that a lot of solopreneurs, when they create their own companies, they come up with names for their businesses and logos, one, that usually aren't even trademarked, and two, also that makes no sense for the market or the service that they provide, which is already keeping them 5 steps behind their competition as soon as they start their business. Obviously, you're also going to get a proven business model when you franchise, right? So franchising gives you a playbook, a roadmap to success. You're not guessing what works. You're just following systems that have been tested and refined, right? And the best franchisees, the best people in franchising, follow these systems to the T and really use the franchise network, other franchisees, and franchisor support to help them build their business, right? And so this is going to significantly reduce the risk of failure compared to starting your own business, right? So if you were to start Mike's personal training somewhere, in Florida, you would have a lot higher chances of failing in that business than if you started, for example, one of our franchises, a VersaGym, right? Because we are successfully doing VersaGym across different markets in Florida and Texas, and we're seeing steady growth and seeing good numbers across the board. For this reason, you would have a higher chance of success if you were to do a VersaGym fitness franchise than to start Mike's personal training. Then you also get the training and the support. If you go into business on your own, you're not going to get that training and support, right? And also, the argument could be made, I could just hire business consultants to help me with a lot of this stuff. Yeah, you're right. Except the business consultant, they want to get paid every single month, and they do not necessarily have an investment into you as a franchisee, where most franchisors, are going to provide comprehensive training, right? And is going to want their franchisee to succeed because their livelihood is on the line, right? So, we make sure our franchisees know how to run their business from day one, and we're here for ongoing support. So with VersaGym, we have this thing. If you're over $10,000 in monthly revenue, we do monthly calls. If you're under the $10,000 mark, we do weekly. Okay. And so whether it's going over marketing, operations, or troubleshooting, we go over all of this on our ongoing calls. Doesn't just end once your business is up and running. We continue to provide that support on a weekly basis. Then, of course, you're going to get marketing power, right? So from national ad campaigns to social media strategies, franchisors provide marketing tools that would be expensive for an independent business owner to develop on their own. So like if our guy in Texas is running Google ads, and in Naples, Florida, we're running Google ads. Obviously, if we have a franchisee that launches in Fort Myers and we help them run these Google ads, one, we already have a refined method of running these Google ads because we've done it in other businesses and we know what works. But two, also, there's just more brand power there that you have multiple locations running ads across the country. Okay. So there's a lot more marketing power. Not to mention here in Naples, Florida, we have a lot of clients who have second homes in New Jersey, right? Well, if we launch a VersaGym in New Jersey, guess who's going to benefit from those second homes of our Naples clients, right? The people in New Jersey, the franchisee in New Jersey will get those clients, right? And so all of a sudden now our Naples, Florida personal training clients can also get that VersaGym service up there in New Jersey. And that's really what we're looking to build within the VersaGym system and what most franchisors are looking to establish. So fifth here on the chart, we have community and networking. Being part of a franchise means you're never alone. You have a network of fellow franchisees that you can lean on, you can share tips with and you can collaborate with. It's like having a built-in mentorship program and also having a bunch of people that you can just rely on a daily basis. Some of the most successful franchises, usually you see successful franchisees helping new franchisees, up and coming franchisees, and even franchisees that might be struggling, with their first franchise. And really, that is one of the biggest pros to being in a franchise system, right? You also see in a lot of franchise systems, you see new franchisees that end up doing very well. And then all of a sudden, these new franchisees end up partnering with one of our more established franchises and franchise owners. And what they do is, they partner and they open up a third or fourth location together, or a second and third location together, right? And those are things that if you're an independent business owner, you're not going to get that type of network or that type of collaboration within your business system. So let's look at the flip side, right? While franchising obviously has its advantages, like we just went over, it's not going to be for everyone. And that's just the realistic nitty gritty truth of it all. First, you're going to have your initial investment and ongoing fees. Franchising, there's no denying, requires an upfront cost, right? Beyond that, you're also going to pay royalties and marketing fees, and for example, at VersaGym, we keep these fees low, but it's still something to consider, right? And then there's going to be other brands that you need to be wary of because the fees are pretty substantial and they're going to cut into your profit margins. Two, you're going to have limited control. Right? As a franchisee, you're operating within a set framework. If you try to go out of that framework, one, your business might not work the way you think it will, right? Because the franchisor has a playbook that's been working in other markets. And if you fail to follow that, it can end up really badly for you. But two, also means that, you're not going to have the freedom to experiment with pricing or branding, right? And there's a reason for this, right? Because there is already success within the company. So we cannot let the franchisees do whatever they want to do, because that's going to lead to one, inconsistent pricing, inconsistent branding across the business, and overall can hurt the franchise system. And if you're someone that loves complete independence, this could definitely feel restrictive for you. Obviously, then we have reputation management. So your business is tied to the franchisor's reputation, right? And so what this means is that the franchisor is going to be constantly checking with your customers to make sure that you're getting positive reviews. And if you don't get positive reviews, the franchisor is definitely going to have a conversation with you as the business owner of that location as to how, one, we can improve those scores and those reviews, but two, as well, hey, what's going on, or why are we not providing the quality level of service that we require as a VersaGym company, which can also be good for some people, right? Because that way you have someone that's holding you to a higher standard. You have contractual obligations, obviously franchise agreements, they're going to be legally binding. So if you don't fully understand what you're signing, you could face challenges down the road. That's why we always make sure all of our franchise candidates, have the copy of the FDD for a minimum of 14 days. We make sure and ask them repetitively if they have any questions on those contracts whatsoever before, they lock in. And most franchise agreements are going to be 10, some even 20 years. Market saturation. So basically with market saturation, you got to be careful what franchise you're looking to get into, right? If it's one of those franchises that you think might open up another store across the street from you, that could hurt your profit margins. So read the agreements and see, what it kind of would take for the franchisor to open up a unit nearby. And if it's something that you don't feel comfortable with, A, ask questions, but B, go with your gut. And if something tells you that, hey, this franchisor is aggressively looking to expand and open up locations all near the location that I'm looking to open, this might not be the best fit for you as a franchisee. So yeah, make sure you always review territory agreements carefully. Here are some key questions you're going to want to ask yourself, okay? How do you know if franchising is right for you? Well, here are 3 questions. Do I thrive in a structured environment, right? Because franchising offers systems, and following those systems is the key to success. 2, am I financially prepared for both the investment and the ongoing fees? So make sure you understand all of the costs before you get involved. And 3, am I passionate about the industry? Whether it's fitness, food, or any other sector, you need to be able to enjoy what you do because it's going to take a lot of work, just like any business in America. right? Even though it's a franchise and you will have an advantage because you're part of a larger business network, you're still going to need to work your tail off to make this location profitable and successful. So franchising is not going to be for everyone, but for the right person, it can be life changing. It's a chance to own your own business without reinventing the wheel. All right. So thanks for joining me today, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review if you found this episode helpful. Thanks.